welcome to another day of Soaping with Nathan. And we are going to try a little bit different thing today. We are not wearing glasses, so we can't see anything right now, but the glare was giving me too much. But also, as you might have noticed, we are in landscape mode today. We just got some new editing software, but I also want to, because we're in landscape, not only is this a working basement, it is also a working laundry room, and that's the, you know, you guys are loving that. Ignore that that's sitting up there in the corner, because this is in use, and this is my house, and this is the only place that I have room to soap. So all you people with a fancy schmancy studio, just remember, I'll be there someday. So today we are making a Lilac Blossom and Persephone's Kiss soap, but the soap is actually, I'm using the Persephone's Kiss for the violet. So we're doing lilac and violet soap today, and we're using a gorgeous light purple and dark purple to create some beautiful layers. And one thing I wanted to show, particularly in the soap, is how to use an accelerating fragrance oil. So Lilac Blossom, I can't know if you can see that perfectly, from Nurture Soap, has a tendency to accelerate. So we're going to utilize that and use it to our advantage, because sometimes you just have to. And so when you have an accelerating fragrance oil, sometimes you want one, it's particularly when you're doing layers and you want something to set up quickly. And in this case, we do. And someone recommended to me that I make a lilac or a violet soap, and I'm combining the both of them, and I hope they love it. So let's get started. Thank you so much. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you like this, and give me some good feedback on what you might like to see in a future video. Perhaps not that, but we'll figure that out at some other point. Maybe in like a year or two when I'm like so famous. So thank you. All right, and here we are. We excuse the dryer going. Like I said, we're working in some seriously trying conditions, but you gotta work with what you got. Okay, so we've got our fragrance here, which is poured off into the correct amount. And then, excuse me. Yes. Rude. Okay. All right, we're using, I don't know if you can see, we're using Purple Vibrant from Nurture Soap, and we're using Iris Purple from Nurture Soap. And we're going to use a mica line of gold, and then we're gonna put some gold on the top. And we got coconut milk in here, and we have our lye solution, combined 36% lye solution, which I've been using a lot. And I'm gonna stick blend, I think, the hell out of the first layer, because we want it pretty thick, because we're gonna make some cool peaks and whatnot with it. And also the fragrance is definitely gonna help us to achieve that. So let's get started. And I need my trusty strainer, because you guys are gonna watch all sorts of lye lint leave the building. Okay, we are just getting that. So I poured this today at like 9 a.m. because I'm gonna make soap at like noon, and then it didn't happen. And it's now 9 o'clock at night, so we're making soap at 9 o'clock at night. So here we go. Let's pour into this lye solution. Like I said, we've already got our coconut milk in there. So our coconut milk plus our water are going to make a 36% lye solution. I like to stir in the coconut oil first to make sure that it's nicely incorporated, because coconut oil can be pretty thick and chunky, and unless it's like really, I used to add it later, but I found that I like adding it earlier as opposed to later. We're just going to get the rest of this water to drip through here. Come on, I'm like waiting for you. I'm not like fully prepared today either. I should have gotten my swirl ready, my swirl stick ready, because you know I'm gonna swirl something. And then also my little new tool that I got for doing a mica line. All right. You guys might actually get to see more of the process today with the landscape. So the soap always turns like sort of a tan color with the coconut milk when you first start, but it goes away as it cures. So we're about to the separation phase here, which I always experience with my recipe, where I have some separation, it gets a little thick, and then it comes together. Just partially my temperatures as well as my recipe. Okay, I can still see that separation on top, so we're gonna go a little longer. Once it starts getting silky smooth is when I'll know it's ready to go. We're about there. I could probably finish stirring this. I'm gonna go a little bit more. Okay. So we're gonna use our stick blender again here in a second. We're gonna stir in our colorant, and we're also going to use our fragrance and stick blend it in. And we're gonna be ready to pour basically, or we wanna be ready to pour relatively quickly. Got our cord still plugged in, and I'm gonna give this a stir to make sure that it's nicely incorporated. We're gonna pour off about half of this. Like I said, I want to show you how to use a slightly accelerating fragrance. You could also use an accelerating fragrance for this, but I don't want it to be too fast, because when it's too fast, sometimes they can just be really hard to work with. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Avoid all these air bubbles that I'm making. Slow stir, slower, Nathan. Okay. So this batch is about 4,400 grams. So I'm gonna pour off about 2,200 grams here into this guy, and this will be our other half of the soap. Oh, I see so many air bubbles. That's 2,100. That's about good. We'll call it good. I'm gonna set this off to the side now. We're gonna use this in a little bit. I'm gonna try and break up some of these air bubbles. Okay. Now I'm gonna add, get rid of this now. Get my mold ready to go, just in case we need to pour quickly. Keep this a little clean. I like to keep a clean workspace. So I'm wipe this down. Had a few drops, not too bad. Hopefully we don't incorporate too many new air bubbles into this, but so we're gonna do the lower layer as this iris purple from Nurture Soap. And I'm actually gonna tilt it so I can get a better, hopefully stick blend on this and don't incorporate many more bubbles to this because I don't want to. I'm gonna blend that up. That looks like a nice color. All right, and now we're gonna add our fragrance. We're gonna add about half of it. I probably should have weighed out half, but we're gonna say that's about half. Okay, I'm gonna give this a quick stick blend. Hopefully get this nicely incorporated. I keep pulling in a little bit of this because I didn't scrape down the side very well. That's probably stick blended enough. I could probably go longer, but I'm gonna stop there because I do want to stir this a little bit and hopefully avoid more air bubbles. You can see it's starting to set up, and it will probably come here pretty quickly. It'll get firm pretty quickly. So I just want to get this poured in the mold. You can see it starting to firm up. Ooh, this smells good. I will have to say, this Nurture fragrance, this lilac, is very accurate. It's a very accurate and soft lilac. I really like it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tap this a whole bunch. I tap it on the floor too. Great. So we're gonna wait for that to set up a little bit. And I've got my other color here. And I'm just gonna stir this a little bit to make sure that it keeps fluid. Actually, let's go ahead and add our color right now. And we'll add our fragrance right before we are about to pour, because we want this to set up a little bit more. And I'm not gonna stick blend this one. I We want this to be a dark purple to sort of offset that, what we just did. Trying to break up any air bubbles I can see. Okay, we're gonna move this out of the way for now. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. So that's what happens when you use an accelerating fragrance, is we basically could probably, yeah, look at that. We can already make these lines and peaks which we wanted to do for this design. Like it's holding peaks. All right, that's all we're doing on that. And I am going to now get my gold. Because I'm a gold what? A gold floozy. And so I've actually got my gold right here. And I'm going to grab it here with my, I actually hope I have enough here. So I'm gonna grab it, and then when you pour it into your container, pour it over your container, because it always has a tendency to fall out. So now we are going to go over here, and we're gonna snap, snap, snap away with some beautiful gold, and hopefully I can get all the way. One thing I've really struggled with is getting all the way to the corner with a gold mica line. So I'm gonna try and get all the way to the edge. I don't like making a mess, and so if you go too far over to the side, you end up with... All right, yeah, so we might actually not have enough here. Hopefully we'll have enough. Whoa. My hands don't work very well. There we go. Thank you, Miss Kim, for this beautiful tool. So what I like about the lilac blossom is it doesn't set up for a little bit, right? Because we had time to stick blend it some more, get it really nicely incorporated. All right, we are almost out. Actually, I'm gonna use the lid on this one and just pour in the remainder here. Hopefully, well, that's gonna have to be enough. So I'm gonna try and focus on, I guess I could use my copper. That might be an interesting element to add to this. I think we might have enough though. Oh, well, dang it. Last time I did this, I told myself I was gonna wear a mask because I can see little particles here, like floating around, and I don't need to be breathing this stuff in. So, all right, I think our mica line looks pretty good though. Got just a little bit more here, and maybe I'll just, no, I'll put it back in here. I don't want to spend too long because I know that this other batter is thickening up. And I still want to get a really nice clean pour. Okay, great. And gold mica, we're out of you. Okay, so here's what we poured earlier. It's definitely thickened up, but it's still pourable. So we're gonna add the remainder of our fragrance. What a beautiful smell. I tell you what, this lilac and this Persephone's Kiss, which has a very good violet tone to it. Mmm, delicious. I want to make sure this is fully incorporated, but I also don't want it to set up on me. All right, we're gonna pour because this is getting to a point where it might not want to pour here soon. So, okay. Okay, great. So now we can just pour in the rest here. I could continue to pour over the spatula to try to break up any bubbles, but okay, just a little bit of the plain color batter fall in here. So I'm going to try and stir it up a little bit. Look at that beautiful consistency we have. All right, and I'm gonna smack this on the ground because I can see air bubbles. I can still see some. It is what it is. Now I need to find my stir stick right here, and we're just gonna probably get this done pretty quickly. So I had some extra gold mica here mixed with olive oil, and we're gonna put this on the top. So in this example, we used the accelerating fragrance to make that initial first layer, which worked out quite nicely. And now we're gonna add our gold. Come on. Maybe I just need to pour slower. All right, good enough. Now let's go ahead and get this swirled. I can feel it setting up below my wand. And turn it sideways. How regal is this? Gold and purple together? Yes? I actually really like when the batter is this consistency when doing swirls because it looks, the texture it creates is so luscious and creamy. How gorgeous does that look? Holy cow! All right, I'm gonna take some pictures of this and we will be back soon with the cutting. So stay tuned and with the magic of time and video. Come back tomorrow and I'll show you the cut. Well, actually, don't come back tomorrow. Yeah, maybe we'll attach the cut to here. I don't know. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much. And all right, and welcome back. And with the actual magic of video, we're here the next day. It was like time travel. Okay, so we're gonna cut these bars, and so this is what we ended up with on the inside. Cute. Top, cute. So let's get these cut and let's see how they end up, because the mica line's looking real nice right now. So, oh my goodness. Like, how can I get this centered? It's almost good. I want these extra end pieces, although I've wondered myself if I could just do, no, I can't do, I was like, can I do 10 bars? No, I get to continue to do 9 because that just works. Okay, here we go. Ta-da! Cute. It's got nice gold on the inside. So these are violet and lilac. Well, we're calling it royal violet though. Oh, they smell good. Ta-da! Cute. I dig them. Making sure to grab them everywhere so I get my fingerprints all over them. Very cool, very cool. Smells absolutely gorgeous. You can see all my fingerprints. Let's do a side piece now. Oh, we're all about that side piece. I have a touch of my fragrance that didn't incorporate on the last barbers that I just cut. So, that's what happens when you try and incorporate sometimes when the batter is getting a little thick on you. But it's just very mild, so it's no big deal. All right. Oh, I should probably clean that too. Okay. Trying to get better at my pull through. Cute, cute. Oh, I like this one. This one turned out really nicely. My edges are better too. I got all the way to the edge on these. Cute. It's a lot like the last ones I did, but we used that accelerating fragrance oil and it worked quite nicely. So what I'm noticing is when I do have a little bit of the fragrance knot, it's in the top layer. The bottom layer we stick blended, so we got that fully incorporated and it looks perfect. Oh, I got a little spot there. That's what happens sometimes when you're doing, so I can see why. It's because when we made our little divots, we had a little extra spot underneath that the soap didn't want to fill into. No big deal. It's nothing wrong with it. Ta-da! Oh, that one's cool. It's like a wave. All right. Well, that's all she wrote, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Again, remember to slam that subscribe button if you want to see more like this. And I plan to make some more tutorial type videos in the future that focus on like beginner recipes and stuff. If that's something you'd like to see, let me know. Talk to you later. Bye.